What is up, y'all? Hey, we are back real quick on a video I was reached out to on the AIRBOX mod for this thing. Kind of give you guys a little rundown real quick on exactly how it's done, what you need to notch out and things like that. Before we get into it as well, I just want to address a couple things as far as this EJK goes. So the EJK has obviously brought a bunch of hype since they came out for it with these things. Essentially, if you're gonna run an EJK, you need to have two things done. You need to have the exhaust and you need to have AIRBOX opened up a little bit. Whether you go out and you buy the performance AIRBOX that they sell or and filters, stuff like that, which I think you can get from Hyperlite, CRFs only, probably a couple other places, but or you can just notch it out like I did. Now, I'm not saying that you have to have an EJK if you have those things done. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you are going to run an EJK, you will want the exhaust and AIRBOX done. Now, with that, do not run, if you're running just the exhaust in an EJK, you need to open that AIRBOX up. If you don't have the AIRBOX opened up a little bit, you're just not gonna be getting enough air. You're gonna see where it's just gonna be dumping a little too much fuel. You're gonna bog out a little bit. Especially something such as like hill climbs, or you'll see when you get like wide open throttle, for like that torque, a lot of people want to look at, like myself. Anyway, you're just not going to get enough air. So just be cautious of that. If you don't have the exhaust and you just have the AIRBOX mod done, I don't recommend getting an EJK. That's my personal opinion. I would just have those two things done before the EJK. And you do not need the EJK tuner fuel tuner to have your AIRBOX and exhaust. You don't need the EJK for that. That's just if you just want to get a little bit more out of the bike, essentially. But my previous settings, they were working great for me. Tried them out here in Maryland. That footage is getting ready to release here this evening, and that is going to essentially just be some clips put together for this first one. I do have some uncut. I will go ahead and tell you it was extremely rough. None of the trails were cut out, a little bit of getting lost and stuff. That'll be in the second video. So the first one, you'll get to see a little bit more of the, the actual cut and trim down stuff as far as the footage goes. So let's go ahead and we'll get right into the bike real quick. I'll show you guys what needs to be done, how to do it, and yeah, that's about it. All right, guys. Yeah, pardon the dirty bike. Today is my wash your bike day. I got back a little late yesterday from Maryland, so gonna get around to that today. So anyway, let's jump right into this bad boy. So your stock AIRBOX, you're essentially looking at an opening about that big. Mine is sitting like this, along with many others. Anyway, the plastic right here, it's completely hollow underneath this thing. All right, so don't worry about hitting anything else. Anyway, you're just taking an X-Acto knife, a razor blade, something like that, and you're essentially cutting that open just a hair right here, just like a horseshoe. Some other folks have also, I've seen where they have notched out completely this whole section and removed it. I haven't done that. Some other people have drilled holes in here just to get a little bit more airflow. Now, I may do that a little later as far as drilling maybe some holes to open this thing up. I'm not gonna completely notch that bad boy out. But hey, it's your own preference here on what you want to toy around with. Worst comes to worst, I'll just adjust the EJK for the holes that I put in here. But anyway, it is just this notch right here. That is all it is. It's free $99 minus the cost of whatever that razor blade is gonna cost you. That is the only thing that is done for that AIRBOX mod. All right, guys, there you are. There you have it. That's how you do everything as far as for the AIRBOX mod goes. That's what I've got done. If you guys want to see anything else, drop a comment. Let me know on any of the other videos, anything like that. If you want something a little better explained, a little more in-depth walkthrough, I'll be glad to make another video, let you guys know. Now, as far as the videos, I told you guys about the one that's going to be dropping tonight. There will be the uncut one that'll come out a little bit later, but I also have something in store for this thing. I have more items on the way. So we will get into that a little later and I'll reveal exactly what it is. Some of you guys that have been following for a good while, you could probably narrow down the options if you've seen all the other videos on what I have done. There's not much left not to do. And I will tell you the not to do part of that is probably what is coming up next. So stay tuned on that, guys. For anybody that's out there and saying, oh man, why are you putting that much money and stuff like that into this thing? You know, race bike, this and that. Look, this is a toy. I love it. It does everything I want it to do. It's a tractor. I've gone through the whole race bike thing. I'm out of that, all right? I love this thing. I'm gonna share it with you guys, share the ride, the journey. If you guys, wanna do a build, or a mod similar to something like this, hey, I'm all for it, and I will help you guys all along the way as much as I can. So anyway, that's why I'm doing this. I love doing it, and stay tuned. Seriously, it's gonna be a pretty big one with what I've got coming up. But anyway, as always, I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, send this over to a friend, and we will catch y'all next go around. See you.